This video is going to show you how to build a solar oven. So the first thing we're going to do is gather our materials. You will need a cardboard box with a lid. It can be an old shoebox or even a recycled pizza box, whatever you have around as long as it has a lid. Then we'll gather some materials from around the house. Most of these things you already have in your home probably. Some tin foil or foil wrap to create a reflective surface within our oven. Next, you will need some black construction paper to help radiate the heat that we are going to generate using solar power. Then some glue to adhere those materials to the inside of our box. Some tape for the same purposes to help attach materials to our box to turn it into our solar oven. Scissors to cut our materials to the right shape and size. A knife will also be helpful in this process, so you will need help from an adult with that part of it. Next, you will need a measuring tape to make sure that we get everything the correct size and to cut the right size hole in our lid. Also, you will need a pencil or any kind of marker or pen to make your marks where you need to make your cutting. Then we're going to use some wooden skewers or dowels, whatever you have around that can hold up the lid of our box after we have created our window. And last, to create our window, we will need some clear plastic wrap, or you can use any clear plastic that you have. Even a sheet protector from an old binder or something like that will work just fine. So we are going to start by cutting the hole in our lid to create a window. The first thing that we're going to do before we cut, however, is measure 2 inches from the inside of the box. So from each edge, you're going to measure 2 inches and make some marks all around the sides. 2 inches in this box was rather large. You could do yours about 1 to 2 inches. So I have made all my measurements, and now I'm starting to create some guiding holes so that I can just start from the inside of the box and not cut the edges of the lid at all. And I am only going to be cutting on 3 sides of the box so that the 4th side creates a hinge. So I have now cut all 3 sides, and you can see I left that 4th side intact so that I could fold it back, and it naturally creates a hinge for my window into the solar oven. We are now going to build the reflective interior of our solar oven, starting with the tin foil on the bottom of the box. We will measure it just by spreading it over the top of the box and tearing it at the appropriate length, then using craft glue to glue it down. The bottom of the box is now covered, and we are ready to move on to the lid, following the same process of cutting and using glue to adhere the foil. You'll want to use the knife here to gently cut the foil so it does not tear when you open the lid. Our lid is now covered in foil that is glued down. We're going to gently open it so we do not tear the foil. Then I'll use a little bit of transparent tape just to secure a couple of the edges that need a little bit of extra support for our solar window. Using both glue and tape, we will attach the black construction paper to the vertical interior of the box. Glue construction paper to all 4 sides. The interior of our oven is now completely covered in foil and black construction paper, and we are now ready to create the window for our solar oven using our clear plastic wrap and tape to hold it down. Flip the lid over and pull your plastic wrap tight, securing it with tape all around the edges. Carefully trim any tape that overlapped the tin foil. Check to make sure all of the edges are secured with tape. Any areas that overlap with the tin foil that need to be secured can be done so with either clear tape or just a little bit of glue. Our lid is now complete. The last step will be to add the wooden dowels for supports for our lid outside once we know what angle we need to use. Our s'mores have now been in our solar oven for nearly an hour and are ready to be enjoyed. The chocolate has gotten very melted. It's a nice and gooey and warm. The marshmallow is a little bit crispy on the outside and gooey on the inside. Now, it's a little loud out here. I don't know if you can really hear me, but I'm gonna put my s'mores together. I can see it's actually cooked. It feels a little bit crispy. You can kind of see it's not very warm. The marshmallow didn't cook as much as it would obviously on a campfire. But here is my ooey gooey chocolate. And I can see how melty it got. So there's the good part. Let's put it together. Watch. Yeah, the chocolate oozes. It's very melted. Let's give it a try. It's delicious. I hope yours turned out as good as mine.